Whoa, you guys are very close. Hey everybody, I am back for my winter break. We're gonna get a project done today. So this one's gonna be for me. I went right from winter break to spring cleaning. I have a blanket that I've had in my truck forever. It's a Hudson Bay blanket that I got at a tag sale for 30 bucks, and I don't know how old it is, but I know it was the person's beach blanket, and I use it as my beach blanket. I've had it for about 10 years now, and when I'm out on the beach in the truck, I sit on it. I've used it to shove under the tires if I got stuck. It's a very used blanket, but I love it dearly. So just got it dry cleaned, and which I think is the first time it's been dry cleaned in years. And we're gonna make a leather holder for it, a blanket roll, I think they're called. We're gonna make it out of scrap. I just cleaned out all the scrap bins, so we have plenty of scrap all sorted and ready to go. And I think these things are usually like $100 or something like that. So it's a nice use of scrap leather because you only need like short straps. So let's get into it. So here's our blanket. If any of you want to date it by I don't know the real details of these things. I have a few of them. I love getting them cheap on tag sales or eBay or whatever. So this is a trapper blanket. It's a 4-point, which indicates the size. I think 4-point is queen, essentially. And what I do is I just keep it rolled up in the back of my truck. What we're going to do today is we're going to make a blanket roll for it, which is basically just two straps. One will go here, one will go here. It'll have a center handle. You'll be able to do two things with it. I'm going to put attachment points, so my beach bag, I can clip it to the beach bag, or I can just use a strap and carry it on its own if I need to. The first thing I did was I folded the blanket roughly in half. Now, I'm not going to do a pattern on this because every blanket's going to be different, and this is a fairly large blanket. I think most of the time you'd use like a full-size blanket for a little something like this, but this is what I have, and this is what I've been using for 10 years, so we're going to keep it. So I just folded it how I normally fold it. It's about 18-19 inches across, so I decided that my blanket roll is going to be about 10 inches, like that, and that'll put the straps at 9 inches, so it'll be big but not too big, because I don't want a huge wide blanket roll. I have a 2.5 inch base piece cut out here, so it's 2.5 inches wide, 10 inches long, and this is what we're going to kind of mount everything to. So things will hang off of this, the handle will be riveted to it, etc. So the first thing we're going to do is we got to cut a bunch of strap. I'm going to use just my trusty wooden strap cutter. It's already set to 3/4 of an inch. That's the size I'm going to make all my straps. I like that size for something like this. Okay, so we have all of our hardware picked out. I've got some pop rivets, I've got some 3/4 inch D-rings, and then I'm actually going to go with, I had these hanging around, and I really like them because they're a little bit bigger form factor. These are 1-inch solid brass roller buckles. I'm not really sure where I got these from. They've been in the shop for a long time. So we'll put these here, put this here. I was cleaning the shop and I bought this at a flea market a while ago. It's solid brass, kind of old, so it's kind of cool. So yeah, we'll have to cut a couple 1-inch straps, but that's no big deal. I think it's worth it because I think it'll balance out the size of the blanket more. Okay, so I screwed up on this one. Got my measurements a little wrong, but that's why we make things out of scrap. So I cut out the D-rings, and what I had to do is, you're going to want this opening a 1/2 inch bigger than your strap. So this is 1 inch. I made this 1.5 inches, added a little bit. I think this is set about 1.75 inches so that it pops up a little bit. This is going to be the handle, so I am going to bevel the edges on this because I want it to be nice and comfortable. Anything you touch, you can make it feel 10 times more expensive and comfortable if you just take the time. This will take 5 minutes to bevel and burnish the edges. So I have the rest of our hardware we're going to need, and I'm using this wonderful foot press, and that'll set our first 2 pop rivets. Then we're going to take our D-ring, throw it around there like that, and then put our second rivet in. Make sure that's nice and straight. There we go. Let me back up for you. There we go. Nice and clean. So we're, believe it or not, almost done. We just got to make a couple of straps with some buckles on them to slide under these and wrap up our blanket. So we have our buckles here. They are some random 1-inch center bar buckle that I found. And all I'm going to do is kind of approximate. You can make a little jig for this if you want, but I'm just going to go with a single rivet on either side and then a 1-inch slot punch. So what I want to do is, let's see, I'm going to put these 2 inches apart and then mark 1 inch, so half to half. Boom and boom. Then we go in here with our slot punch. This is a C.S. Osborne slot punch. Center it. And there we go. That'll give us something for our buckle to go through. And then we just need to punch the holes. Now I used a regular hole punch before. You can also use a rotary hole punch. Something like this, it's a little thick, so if you don't have the grip strength, just use a regular old punch. So all we're going to do, I want my roller to be facing that way because this is actually going to wrap around and come up from the bottom so that our tails are pointing downwards. So we're going to go in through one side, push that tongue through, and you can see with the 1-inch slot punch, you kind of have to mess with it. It's different for every buckle, but with the 1-inch slot punch, this gives us a perfect length of hole for this whole tongue to sit in. Then we're going to get this out of the way, throw this rivet in here. So I'm going to keep a really tight hold on this rivet, move my buckle out of the way, and this is where this foot press really comes in handy. It just makes everything so easy. And that's it. So now we can go and size this bespoke to the blanket, punch some holes in the other side, and we're ready to put this together. So what we'll do is, this is the first hole I punched, and I'm actually going to go over to the metric side and just do a hole every 2 centimeters for 4 holes. That's really all we need. Then we need to rotate our punch to a bigger sized hole so that the buckle will fit. And I'm just going to go down and punch our 4 holes. Then I'm going to transfer this over to our other strap, do the same thing. Then we're done. All right, let's install this. So I'm going to have this face down. I like to install it with the bottom kind of tucked underneath, kind of like that. Then we're going to have our tails coming down here. We're going to wrap our buckle part, our buckle side, around. And I like to get one in before I put the other one in, because it'll just hold it. Now this will take a little while to break in, but I think our measurements are fairly reserved. It's going to look great. I've been meaning to make one of these. This is one of those things I've been meaning to make for like years, and I just haven't gotten around to it. And then, if you want, let me go grab a strap. I plan to just use it like this, and then connect this to my bag, so it'll hang off the bag. But I'll show you what it looks like with a crossbody strap on it. So what I would do is, I'd take one of these nylon straps that we learned how to make. If you can go back on the channel and see that. And I'd attach one of those to either side. Then you have a nice lightweight, slightly waterproof. I mean, you do have leather harness on it, so you don't want it to go for a swim. You have a nice lightweight way to sort of carry everything. And here's a little, this is what it looks like. So, you know, Got my shorts on today. It's almost 70 degrees out, and we're ready to go. Not much of a model, but you get it. So this is ready to go into my truck, live there for the next few years, and a great little project. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's great to be back, and I have some good videos planned. See you in the next one.